All right. Hello, everyone. It is Monday, 10:30 a.m. here in California. It is 8:30 a.m. in Nairobi. This month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and our theme is finding purpose in the pain. Today we have a guest, and that's Daniel Mutuku, and we're going to be talking about a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset don't blame others or make excuses, they take responsibility, which is sometimes very hard for women or men who are leaving an abusive relationships or who have gone through trauma. But today we're going to talk about growth mindset. So welcome. We're going to be bringing Daniel very soon. But before I do that, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe so you can be notified when I come live this month with topics and guests who are going to build you up, empower you to live your best life. For those who don't know me, my name is Julz. I am Vice President of Resilient Souls, a nonprofit organization that supports the growth and healing for individuals who have experienced complex trauma, who have experienced domestic violence and human trafficking. We are building families and communities into a safe haven through support groups, through mentor support collaborative programs, and with resources and tools to be able to help you so that you can live your life to the fullest, back to your original design. So let me introduce Daniel before I bring him on. He is a career coach and advisor at Career Point Solutions with over 10 years of experience as a career coach and an entrepreneur. He has gathered some key insights on what makes people successful in their career and business. He is the pioneer of the Elite Networking Forum, the lead facilitator of Leverage Your Career event, and founder of Career Point Solution and Badass Pro initiative. We are going to find out what Badass means. It is actually an acronym. So without any further ado, I am going to bring on Daniel, and he's going to be sharing with us all the insights. So welcome, Daniel.
Thank you very much, Jules. I'm glad that you invited me, and I'm happy to be here to share some of the insights that I've been able to gather over time.
Yes, really glad to meet you. See you again. You're in Kenya. I am in California. The beauty
Right.
of just a corona, I guess maybe this is the silver lining, even though I'm not able to be in Kenya, but we are miles and miles away, but we're able to come together in this forum to inspire women. And Daniel and I actually met because we're colleagues. I was working at Brayside, and tell us what you do at Brayside.
Okay, at Brayside, I am a teacher. I do teach computer science together with physics, and for middle school students, I do teach them science.
Right. And
Yeah.
on top of your day job, you're also doing all these amazing things. I want to please share with us, because there are people who really want to go into coaching, and this is why I'm doing this. Is like there's some people who I feel they're called to be coaches, but they just don't know how to step in. Can you
Mhm.
share kind of what your journey was in, like just stepping into the online business and coaching business? What was your journey like?
I kind of became a coach by accident, but the whole online business, I was very particular that I really wanted to know how I can be able to set up an online business and run it. So back 2009, that is when I graduated from campus, and I was very busy looking for a job. And it happened that I landed on a website, or there's a friend of mine who got a scholarship through a certain website. I went to that website, and at the foot of that website, they had a link on how someone can set up an online business. And that was an example of it. So the main thing was have a website, write articles on things that you are very popular so that you can get a lot of people coming to your website to read the articles, And of course, the business model then was to put ads on your website and then you start making money. And I thought, yeah, this would be a good thing to
Mhm.
do it on the side. And the first thing I just thought, because I was looking for a job, then why not put up a website about jobs and then I'll figure out where I'll get the jobs.
Mhm.
But fast forward, that was 2009, 2010 is when we actualized and we had our first website. I signed up for Google AdSense. I think it was January 2011, and less than a month, I got my account blocked. So I wouldn't put ads. And the reason was they said we had invalid clicks. And of course, they were invalid because we didn't have a lot of traffic. I didn't know they would know. I'll tell people, go to this website and make sure you click on the ads. So that is how that journey of having an online business started and ended. The sooner did it start than did it end. But
Right.
I still felt that there was something there. So I stayed in almost like 3 years. I still was paying for the website. I was still putting content up there and I was still thinking, how can I be able to monetize things? And I think it is now almost 3 years down the line, 2013, when I first got a paying client who wanted me to write for them a CV. And I said, okay, I don't know how to write, but this person believes me that I can be able to write for them. I did my own research. I did a good job. They were happy. They paid. I advertised for it. Someone else came in. And within a week, I had done two. And I said, oh, this is a good way.
Wow.
So, of course, that is where we started building up the business. But I realized that there was a much bigger need, not only for CV writing, but also now for coaching and
Mm.
helping people to be able to communicate and articulate their value in the marketplace in terms of what they are able to do, why they should be hired, and also continue building value in the workplace or even develop themselves as they continue working. So, in a nutshell, that was it. I think 2015, 16 now is when I can say now I could say that I have a business. I started understanding how online business work, where you would have now set up a website, have a landing page, have people sign up, collect their contact details, put them in a sales funnel. All these things now started making sense. And
Mm.
yeah, now I can say I'll comfortably run an online business. Yes, we do have an office in town, but this is just for those few doubting Thomases who would want to know, is this thing real? Who come to the office to see a physical location?
Right.
But 99.9% we do it online. We serve our clients online. They pay online, and yeah, we run the business.
Wow. You've been tamaking since 2009. Wow. And back then, it's like Facebook, I think I'd only been a member like 4 years or something like that. So social media
Yeah,
wasn't even that big. Like,
yeah.
so can you imagine? So that's what I'm talking about, growth mindset, because that's what I want to focus on. The
Hmm.
first time you got your account blocked and everything, you could have easily been like discouraged, being like, I really, this maybe doesn't work. I've tried all
Hmm.
my best. This is a scam or whatever. I can't really do this. You have all those limiting beliefs and you start blaming this and that. You can make so many different excuses, but you kept learning, you kept growing, and then you stumbled into coaching by mistake. Because I can tell you, I also stumbled into coaching by mistake. I actually coached a client for 2 years before realizing what I was doing was life coaching, and actually people can get paid for it.
Yeah.
And so I started saying, wow, I really can. I helped a client go from point A to point B, and now she is so much better than she was before. And then I started like actually now saying, all right, this is something I can do for a living. Of course, it's not something that pays me a living wage already yet, but I keep learning, I keep growing, I keep
Hmm.
finding coaches and to help me in this journey. So growth mindset. So my clients, the people who are watching, are people who have gone through some serious issues with domestic violence. So they're at the bottom of the bottom. Maybe they haven't worked for a long time. So what
Hmm.
kind of limiting beliefs do you work with when people come in to see you? You said the first portion is what is in the mind,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are some of those contributing factors to what we are limiting? Is it our education system? Is it how we are raised? What is it that makes us like not be able to step out?
Uh, I can say that by default, being on planet Earth, we are bombarded with so many negative
Mm,
ideas, opinions, circumstances, and how our mindsets have been conditioned by default is just to see the difficult side, the impossibility, something not working. There was a research that was done, I think by the age of 5. I can't really pinpoint the numbers, but the number of no's some a kid has had, don't
mm,
touch us, don't do this, don't go there, don't, compared
mm,
to the number of yeses, are just maybe one yes for like 50 no's, or almost something of that sort. So
mm,
by default, we already have this scarcity mentality. We already have this things won't work out and the negative kind of
mm,
mentality and mindset. And they even become fostered more when we come now to the adult life, whereby you ask someone for advice, they'll tell you now you're a grown up, things are not as easy as you thought when you were a kid. Now you need to man up, you need to be tough, you need, nothing is coming for you to you for free. And there's that kind of conditioning. Of course,
mm,
the education system,
mm,
the society, our parents, by default, they are not. Of course, I can't imagine a parent misleading or giving the wrong information to a
mm,
child willingly. But because again, that is what they have gone through. So that is the kind of mindset and limiting beliefs that we uh, pull from us
right.
growing up. Yeah, you get statements like, they almost like it's a quote, is like a fact that money doesn't grow on trees. Uh, Things like, who do you think you are? You just can't get things done.
Mm,
Yeah, maybe in your family, no one has ever gone to college, no one has ever achieved this. Who do you
mm,
think you are? And those kind of statements. And by default, you just pick them up and you have that limiting beliefs.
mhm,
So one of the key things that when I'm dealing with a client and we are doing coaching, is first help them know that we have two group of schools. There is the growth mindset, and we have the
next.
fixed mindset.
Mm,
And we break it down and look, what are some of the beliefs that you have, or some of the mindset that you harbor in your mind that are these, can I say, the limiting beliefs.
mhm,
Then bring them over to now this idea of growth mindset, where the limiting beliefs believes that everything is about talent. You either have it or you don't. And there are some things that are out there for some people and not for others. And you cannot grow, you cannot improve. It's
mhm,
like you came in with a manual, this is all you can do. But on
right.
the flip side is the growth mindset, where you believe that with hard work, effort, you can be able to grow. You can
Right.
be able to increase your intelligence. You can be able to increase your ability to do certain tasks, just because you put in the time, the effort, the energy, and you dedicate yourself to that. And
Right.
just by introducing and bringing some of these things to their awareness, they can start seeing some shift in their lives and how they can be able to use that.
Right. You've hit so many points right there, like about things that we've heard. How about leadership? Because becoming a coach is a form of leadership. Because if you're doing a group coaching, you're
Mhm,
the pretty much like the leader guiding them. And you've
mhm,
had that statement that leaders are born. You always tell yourself like, I'm not a natural. I'm not a natural born leader. And
mhm.
I was always kind of like the baby of the class, not able to do that. And that's, I think, a limiting belief I had because I was the youngest in my class. So I was never given, one of the things I always said, I was never given opportunity to lead because I was always the baby of the class. So they're not going to make the baby of the class the prefect or whatever. And I did that throughout. That has been
Mhm.
my limiting belief is I'm not a natural born leader. How many people really think that? What
I
is
think,
leadership? Is that something that you can grow into?
yeah, I think there is that group of school or people who think that you are either a leader or not, or you're born a leader or not. And I would say that people would ask me, do you think leaders are born or they're developed? And I would say both. There are
Mm,
some people who are born with some innate leadership
mm,
skills, abilities, and yeah, which is just an added advantage. But at the same time, you can still make up your mind and say, I want to be a leader, then put in the time to learn how to lead, put in the effort, try out, practice, and keep on learning from the mistakes that you are making and finding ways to develop. Now, if I'm given two people, one who is have the leadership skills, kind of the born leader, and they are comfortable with that, and they say, yeah, I can lead, and they don't do anything to improve their leadership skills. And on the other hand, someone who is afraid, they don't believe they can be a leader, and they're willing to learn and um, try out and put in the time and effort and practice it. I would pick the person who is willing to learn, because I can tell you, even is it Michael Jordan says, yeah, everybody has talent, but ability is what counts. Ability will beat talent
Any day.
given day, any given day.
Any day.
So yeah, there's that issue of first being aware of what you can do. Am I a good leader? Do I have some leadership skills? And then say, is that where now I want to be? Yeah, I can find that I'm lacking in so many ways as a leader, but yeah, I can be able to learn some of these things and still be better than some of those people who have pre-position. They have that preposition of leadership. Now, the other thing I would also mention when it comes to leadership is that we are all leaders. I believe we are all leaders. And leaders, being a leader does not necessarily mean that you have a title or you have a position or you have a certain role. Yeah. I define personally a leader as someone who has the ability to influence the outcome of an event or a situation or a life. You, as an individual, you have the ability to influence the outcome of your own life. So by itself, you are a leader. You're leading yourself.
Right.
Now, depending with where you're at, you might be leading your siblings, you might be leading your family, you might be leading your children, you might be leading your brothers and sisters. You might now have maybe a role, but it does not mean if you miss that title or a role, then you say that you're not a leader.
Right. Yani, you've just hit so many points, but that last point, because most of my audience are, because I'm a born again Christian, a believer in Jesus, I grew up in the church. So what happens is, one of my fears of leaving a toxic relationship was that now that I have this title of divorce, I won't be able to have a position in the church to be able to be of influence. So I know a lot of pastors' wives, a lot of wives of leaders who are corrupt in so many ways. They stay in those marriages very, very toxic because they fear that now they will be irrelevant without a title. And that is, I think, the number one reason why, when I talk to women who were in the church, who were in very, very toxic relationships, they didn't want to leave because they did want to leave and not have an opportunity to be a leader in the church. I think we've placed that kind of, I don't know, we've put that in a pedestal, having, because for me, not only am I a woman, you're talking about in the United States, not only am I a woman, a Black woman, an African, I would have all sorts of excuses not to step up into leadership because I don't have a platform to be able to do that. But like you were saying, the fact that I can lead myself, I can actually start my healing journey, that in itself already is personal development. I'm leading myself, I'm leading my child. And then I had no idea that people would now see me growing. They see me leading myself, and then they actually now give me positions because they can see I'm an expert in I'm a trauma healing expert. I'm an expert in helping people who have gone through domestic violence. So they automatically give me that position of doing that. And so I want you to help us with especially with the church, because yesterday someone told me that the Bible says, or someone says, that women should not be leading men. They're not supposed to be speaking in church. But then I was asking a question: how about our mothers? Aren't they women who are actually leading their children, who are both male and female? right? Since when did
Yeah.
we become irrelevant, really, to be leaders in the church? What would you say to the leadership of people who are like me, don't who can't really step into any kind of leadership in the church? What kind of advice would you say to that church?
I would say that there are different doctrines which are followed with different churches.
Mhm.
But I believe personally that leadership is not to be pegged on gender.
Mm,
Leadership is to be pegged on, is this someone who can lead people from point A to point B? Do
right.
they have value that they are providing the people that they are leading? Are they out there to care for people who they are leading? Because you will find, irrespective of the gender, maybe let's talk about men who have the position, they are taking the leadership role, but they have no idea what they're doing, or they're doing everything all wrong.
Right.
And on the flip side, you can still have a woman, no position, but in her role, she understands what she's supposed to do, and she's doing a tremendous job in it.
Mm,
So it's not about gender.
right.
And of course, people will have their own reasoning. They will read the Bible. They will say women are supposed not to do this, or men are supposed to do this, and all those stuff. And personally, I believe when it comes to gender equality, it is not really it's not possible to have like gender equality, because we are not equal.
We're not.
We
It's
have
true.
different roles,
It's
and it
true.
does not mean that one role is better than the other. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. There are some things, there are some activities which women would do much better than men, and that
Right.
does not mean that men can't do them, and vice versa. There's some things men will do better than women, but it doesn't mean that women can't do that. And if you look at it in terms of, we are not competing that who is doing what, but we are complementing each other,
Yeah.
whereby yes, I am able to do something, and at the same time, there are some things I'm not good at. I let my wife, my sister, my a colleague who is a lady, let them pick that, because they are much better with that. So when you look at it in terms of competing, of course you will have to pull each other down. But when you
Mhm.
look at complementing each other, then
Mhm.
it doesn't matter which gender someone is.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You are so right. And I hear this all the time. And because this month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, what I
Mhm.
hear constantly is the church is not really equipped. We're not really doing anything about it. Because when is the last time we went to the church where they're like, okay, we're going to talk about this issue in the church, you know what I mean? Or in a big forum like that. And I can tell you one of the reasons why is because us experts who have stepped into our purpose because of the adversity we've faced, we don't have
Mhm.
that platform. Because honestly, if they had let women speak, and I'm going to speak as a mother, like I'm going to come and say, you know what, I'm going to speak to you. Don't take me as a leader, take me as a mother who has
Mhm.
both men and women, boys and girls. And I
Mhm.
can teach all of you about what I have learned in this journey to healing and what is it that is at the core of helping someone be empowered so they are not abusable. You know what I mean? What does that look like? See how most of the time it's not going to be a man who is an expert
Yeah.
in issues of domestic violence, but they have actually now muzzled our voices.
Mhm.
So even the people who are experts, even people who can speak in a loving way, in a very non-object is it objective, right? Speak
Yeah.
objectively about the subject without bashing both either men or women. It would
Mhm.
be so nice, honestly, to be able to have a platform to be able to speak to people,
Yeah.
because because leading is servanthood. So what would we tell someone who is trying to get over their adversity,
Mhm.
finding purpose and stepping into coaching? How do you find that niche? How do you determine what niche you're going to go into so you can help others and step into your leadership, step into your personal growth, and really start making a difference and feel relevant even no matter what you've gone through?
I would borrow from one Dean Graciosi. And he talks about using your mess to be the message.
Mm. Using your
Uh,
mess to be your message.
yes, you can be able to turn the mess into a message. And what you do is, we have all gone through certain situations in life, both personal, professionally, at work, at home, in our families, in our relationships. And somehow we have found a way to get out of that mess,
Mm.
and we are now in a position, maybe a much better position. Maybe we are not yet out of the woods, but we are somehow, we can see some light at the end of the tunnel. We
Mm.
are now moving towards the right direction, and we feel like, yeah, that was quite a journey. Yeah, I was in this relationship, it was abusive, but I was able to get the courage to get out of it, or to do something about it, and the violence ended, or I had to leave. There's something that happened, and that is quite a valuable experience. I would say
Mhm.
quite a valuable experience, because I can assure you, with no shadow of a doubt, whatever you're going through might not be 100% unique to you.
Mhm.
There's someone else, somewhere out there, who is undergoing the same thing. And if you have been able to go through that mess, he usually use it in terms of like a valley. You are at
Mhm.
somewhere on top, then things happen, goes down. You started a business, it failed, or you're in a relationship, it went bad, or you had some financial crisis, so you are down there. Then you have found your way coming up on the other side. So
Mm.
maybe you are finally on top, you are on your way up, but I can assure you, from the other hand, there's someone who is starting that mess. And instead
Exactly.
of allowing them to go through the same
Mm.
journey, why not be the bridge to help them? Instead of
Yeah.
them going down and up,
Yes.
they're just at the start, you help them cross. And that is the work of a coach. And if you can be able to use your mess, you can be able to use what you went through, turn it into a message to help others, then you're doing a much bigger service to
Mm.
humanity, rather than just keeping all that knowledge and all that you have to yourself.
Right. That is just so powerful. And I know we have just a couple of minutes, about maybe 3 or 4 minutes. And I feel there's someone who is feeling like, who am I to even step into this? I've made so many mistakes. But I think that you are so right. The mistakes that you made are the ones that are in your dip. Those are the
Yeah.
ones that you're able to share with others in a very confidential way. Like, that's why one-on-one coaching works so well. I'm able to share my mistakes with someone in a safe environment, and I
Mhm.
can say, you can avoid these mistakes. I'll be your bridge. I like that. I love that analogy. I am like that bridge, so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. So it's like, actually, we are doing people a disservice if we are not talking about the mistakes that we're making, if we're
For
not
sure.
allowing people to take that journey with us, and then they can choose, they can pick and choose. You can say, you know what, I'll tell you the wrong path to go. If you choose that path and you go that wrong path, because not everyone will take that advice, and you can
Mhm.
just see them falling. I feel like, whoa, I just say, I told you. I just want to just go to someone. I'm like, I told you, you should have listened to me. But if
Mhm.
you want to listen, if you are someone who has a growth mindset and you want to listen, there you can, if you want to jumpstart your career, tell us how people can reach you. I know you have so many different platforms, um,
Yeah.
and I have it on my description box, and I think it's what's the website?
The website is careerpoint.co.ke. That is the
Mm.
fastest way to know everything that we do.
Mm.
There you'll be able to see maybe the jobs that we post. You can be able to see the webinars that we run. I am also on YouTube. They are just
Mm.
search Daniel Mutuku. On LinkedIn, still Daniel Mutuku, or on you can still search Career Point Solutions or on LinkedIn. But I also want to mention, yeah, we have the program, the coaching program called the Badass Pro. Actually, you had mentioned about it. Badass is an acronym which
Yeah.
stands for an individual who is bold, authentic, driven, aggressive, skilled, and self-assured
Yeah.
individual. So all that information you can still get it on our website, which is careerpoint.co.ke.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get back into a career, I think you can really help somebody who is just trying to get back into the game, whether is it through employment. I think you can help even a business person who's trying to go have a business online. I think you have those kind of because you have, I mean, you're coaching because you already you work online. I mean, you're an expert in that area, so I think you can help someone who is going through that as well. And so this month, because it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I have reduced my booking fee as well. If you want, my consultation fee is $25 only for this month. So if you are a person who really wants to step into coaching and you want to have a session with me, a one-on-one session, go to my website. Is right there, is mymentor.life. It's not .com or .org. It's mymentor.life/juliamuya. Book a session with me, and then you can start your journey to become a trauma recovery coach and help women who are coming out of domestic violence or abuse or any sort of trauma that people have been through. I will take you through a certification course through Mending the Soul, and you can be a certified coach and start to walk with others through their healing journey. And I can tell you honestly, I think we are coaches for ourselves. That's what I think, because as I'm coaching other people, I get to also grow. What have you found yourself? Have you found yourself growing enormously just because of helping others? Didn't you see that?
Yeah. Let me just first mention, if anyone who is out there and they feel like, yes, I have gone through this mess and I want to find a way to turn it into a message, the first thing would be to find someone who can hold your hand and help you get there, right?
Right.
We are not able to do all these things by ourselves. So finding someone to coach you, and as Julia has given you the offer, an opportunity for you to be able to work with her, get that, go ahead, book that session, have that consultation session, so that you can be able to get help. And since she has been there, she can be able to guide you how you can be able to turn that into a message. Now, you find that as you learn, as you get coached, you will be able also now to get some of the tools and the skills and the strategies that you can also use to help other people. And as she says, as you help other people, you find that you're even helping yourself much. Yeah. So this is an investment that you're doing it yourself, yes, and then the kind of dividend that you get out of it, it is way out of this one. It is said the best. This is Warren Buffett said the best investment you can ever have is to invest in yourself, because that is where you will get the highest return on investment.
Right.
So
yeah.
They better book that coaching session, learn, and start that journey.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I think it's been a really uplifting time. I've learned so much as always when I talk to other people who are doing their thing, coaching and making a difference. And who said this term? It says, be the change that you want to see in this world. You've heard that statement, right?
I've heard it, but I don't know who
right?
said it. But
but we want to make a difference. Right. I always say, I want to make a difference. I want to make a change. I was like, well, I need to be that change. And I want more people to step into their healing journey. And that's how we make the world a better place, just one person at a time. Yes. Sure. So without further ado, be encouraged. You've seen all the website. You know how to reach us. It's up to you to step into your healing journey. Go on the websites that we've listed on there and step into your healing journey. Find purpose in your adversity. It is through the pain we encourage others with the same encouragement as we received. We all started somewhere. There is at least just step in. A journey of 1,000 steps starts with one step. It always starts with your first step. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you coming on. It means a lot to me, and I'm thanking you so much. So God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right.